on her nightstand, she must be fucking with Ghana. Yeah. I fuck with sluts and we gonna eat rats, and I came with some fucking piranhas. Yeah.
Okay, this is crazy. Y'all will never understand how long it took me to sit down for this video. Like, what is up, my boogie babies? It is your girl Nybook in the Hood. In today's video, we're doing a story time on my crazy motherfucking roommate that I still can't believe to this day. Like, all this stuff I'm gonna talk about, it's really a lot to take in, and if it's all over the place, forgive me. If you're new, I'm Naya, and I'm gonna tell you about my crazy roommate that I had when I went to college last year. Okay, I went to Florida A&M FAMU last year for my freshman year. I'm not in school anymore. So at that time I was obviously in Florida. I live in Pittsburgh. So I was in Florida and I was off campus because whatever. I basically had an apartment with two other girls, the crazy one and my third roommate. And I'm gonna tell you how the layout went. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a good storyteller, so this is gonna be good, okay? Grab your snacks, grab what you need, you know, and really lock in. I'm gonna try to go fast though, because I don't want this to be 30 minutes long. Like, I need this to be pretty short. But yeah, get into the hair. We lit. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all the background of like how I met this girl and just all the red flags. I met this girl. Okay, we met from, how did we meet? Oh, I hate even recalling how this story went. How did I even meet this girl? How did I meet this girl? Because we didn't meet because we lived together. We didn't meet because we lived together. We met before that. Dang, it's only been a year. How do I not remember? I genuinely cannot remember. But basically, we went out together before, like the semester before, we went out together. We got to know each other. We tried to go out together. We ended up just like getting dressed, getting into her car, and trying to go out. We didn't really, you know, it wasn't like nothing too crazy, but we basically hung out and we got cool. And, you know, the semester switched. It went from fall to spring. No, I'm lying. It went from summer to spring. No, summer to fall. What am I talking about? Yeah, so we hung out together. And everything went how it went. It was cool, whatever. And then it went to the fall semester and we were talking over break and I was trying to find housing and she was helping me find like an apartment to move into because FAMU had a shortage. So she helped me get my apartment, basically. She helped me get my apartment and we basically became roommates from that. I'm gonna try to keep this short. Okay, so this is the red flag. So off rip, y'all, we is best friends. Like, you would have thought we knew each other for 5 years the way we were like clicked up. In my head, I'm not about to push nobody away that's doing that. That's not me. I'm nice. I'm not gonna like, if you're like asking me to hang out with you a lot, I'm gonna do it. Like, you know, nothing's wrong with that. And that's what you do in college anyway. You meet a bunch of people, y'all act like best friends. And, you know, that's kind of the vibe. So I didn't really question it too much. It was weird, but I was just like, okay, this is kind of like how girls be until they, you know, they get catty. But whatever. She was acting like best friends. Everything was cool. We was at Chipotle, nails, hair appointments, everything. She was getting me right. Everything I needed, she was there for me and she got me right. This was the first red flag. We go out one night and just me and her, and then we end up looking up with one of her friends. It was cool. Everything was cool. Boom. We're after the party, we're leaving and we taking pictures, we twerking, you know, we got the music stuff playing, we dancing on her car. And I asked her to take my pictures and boom, she snapped my pictures. I got this cute two-piece on. I'm showing the pictures. I had this two-piece. I don't know why my dog was working. I had this cute two-piece on or whatever. My hair was pink. It was like, I was super new to college still. You know, it was like my second semester. I was like, boom. Why did I pick up my phone? And the pictures was horrible, y'all. That was a red flag for me. You're as my friend. And it was like, she took the pictures for me and I had to make her keep taking the pictures. Like, keep taking them. Like, girl, you know you're taking horrible pictures. As a friend, you're supposed to be like, on it, make sure your friend's pictures come out bomb. Like, she wasn't even trying to put the camera on me. It seemed like it was horrible. That was my red flag. I didn't say nothing about it. I'm not about to nitpick with nobody, so I just let that go. I had to make a note card for this, y'all. It's so much. This is just stuff I let slide and I turn a blind eye to. Okay, don't judge me yet. So that would be my first two. Her making me her best friend, and, you know, just telling me all her business and just treating me like, girl, you know me. Girl, I don't know you. We just met. And then the bad pictures. She's one of those people where I need y'all to understand what I'm saying. I don't want y'all to just think I'm just complaining about little stuff. Vibes are so real, y'all. Oh my gosh, if y'all could understand what I mean. But she's one of those people that feels like she's like acting, like she's not really being her true self. You know how you can tell when somebody's fully themselves, they don't care what nobody think, they're just being normal. And then you can tell when someone's acting like they're portraying a character. That's how she felt all the time. That's why I even peeped half of this stuff. Like, it was always like she was just faking it, like completely, like that wasn't her real personality, you know? So boom, we had the situation where she had a passing and I was there for her. Everything was cool. She ended up, you know, just being really down about everything that happened. I was there for her. Everything was okay. And then the next morning she sent me this super heartfelt text. I'm gonna show y'all the messages because I'm gonna show y'all proof, screenshots this whole time. she ended up, she sent me this heartfelt message in the morning, and I was just like, oh, like, you know, oh, I'm mentioning this part because she said something specific. She said, I give you my liver or my right kidney if you needed it or something like that. I'm gonna show y'all what she said. That part stood out to me because of, she went from saying something like this and then it just switched up so quick. So that's why I'm adding all that. But boom. Yeah, next. Okay, this is more of the tea part. Okay. So this was forget the other red flags. This was the bigger part for me. Okay. So there was this guy that I was cool with, and we ended up having mutual friends, and after I fell out with his friends, we ended up like just still hanging out, and we're gonna call him something. We need to give her a name too. We just gonna call her I need to give her a name. We're gonna call her Crazy. We're gonna call her Crazy. We're gonna call him Crazy. And the guy, my guy friend that was hanging out with me this day, specific day, we gonna call him Slim. Okay. And Brooke was there, my roommate, my old roommate. So yeah, my bestie. That's like we locked in. So boom, basically this is the scene. This is how the house is set up. It's my house, my room, and then it's her room across from mine upstairs, and then downstairs in the back was my third roommate's room. So she's in her room, me, Slim, and Brooke is in my room. Boom, we chopping it up. Everything's cool. We talking about how the Telfar bags is coming out. The Telfar bags, like, they were re-releasing all of the new colors and sizes. Like, they were doing that whole drop like last year or whatever. So basically we were talking about that. She come in the room, she's like, she doesn't know these people from a can of paint. She don't know these people, but she came in the room, she's sitting down or whatever, she's sitting on my like suitcase thing and Crazy, and she's like basically chiming in on the conversation about like the bags. And if I'm even recalling this right, I hope I'm recalling this right, I don't know, this was the topic of the situation, I don't know, she brought it up, we was already talking about it, doesn't matter. Basically she tried to get the guy, I'm telling this story all wrong because y'all gonna think if he's just my friend, why would it matter? It matters because he liked me and he treated me like, I don't know, I don't want to say I was his girlfriend because I wasn't his girlfriend. I don't know how to explain it to y'all. I hope any of this makes sense. Just from her perspective, the way she came at him was just like whatever. She basically ends up trying to ask the guy to buy her the bags. She's like, oh, Slim, could you like get me this one? Like, I want this one and this one. No, boom, she said it was over. She brings it back up like, oh, like, so are you going to get it for me? Like, I want this color. I'm just looking, side-eyeing him and side-eyeing Brooklyn because I'm like, well, why is she pressing him to buy like her bags? Like, you're riding him right now. She's like riding him, and I'm like, as my friend, you shouldn't even be like, you shouldn't be on that. You should just be trying to be cool, you know? Like, that was just weird for me. So boom, that situation passed. I never brought it up. I just was peeping stuff, to be honest. This is still like one of the red flags. I went home, like back home to Pittsburgh home during the middle of the semester, for whatever reason, doesn't matter. Went home, was talking to him, came back, and we ended up having a conversation in my room again. We're in my room, and he's telling me how he basically brought it up to me. He was like, yo, like she's been texting me basically. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, who? He basically was trying to tell me that Crazy has been like texting him like good morning, and like I'm telling you, like good morning, like not even getting a response. She was just like trying to text him like, I know you see my messages, like just stuff like that, just talking to herself, texting him. And I'm like, okay, this is a lot. Why do y'all even have each other's numbers? So after that, I'm like, now both of y'all is weird. So he basically told me that he sold her friend some, you know, he basically said that he came to my apartment when I was gone, sold the you know, to her friend, and that was it. And I'm like, okay, so how would you get her number? Basically, he tried to say that she texted him off Instagram and was like, my friend wants some. And she ended up somehow asking for his number, I guess. Or I guess that's how they decided to make the exchange. I don't know. So she ended up getting his number from that. And she basically just kept texting him after that situation. But this is what he did tell me. He didn't tell me, y'all, this man left out the part about Slim, by the way. He left out the fact that he came into the house. He didn't just pull up, make the exchange, and leave. She invited them into the house, and he came into the house, into her room, upstairs in her room with the friend and his friend and stuff. And I'm like, now y'all's weird. Like, wow, that's just no. And I'm pretty sure at this point, me and her wasn't even as cool. So it was a very big problem. Like, it wasn't like a problem like me and her is not cool, not talking, but it was weird. Like, it shouldn't have happened. So I'm like, I ended up having to beat that out of him. He didn't want to tell me that. And I'm just like, you told to have truth, you're weird. But basically, that was everything, like all the red flags before stuff got really, really, really Bad. Okay, now moving on. This is after. Okay, this is when we're not cool no more. Okay, so basically, this is all very on in the semester, by the way. I mind y'all, I have a PlayStation. I have a PlayStation, but I had a PlayStation, but it didn't have an HDMI. So the HDMI needs to connect to the TV and PlayStation in order for you even to, use it. So basically, she knew I didn't have an HDMI cord at the time because it was broken. It ended up breaking. She knew I didn't have one at the time. And she basically was like, here, use my Fire Stick. Literally like a few days afterwards, she gave me the Fire Stick and stuff. She texted me like, can you just use your PlayStation? Because I want to put the Fire Stick downstairs. And I'm like, why would you ask for something you gave to me back? Because that's weird. That's common sense. I can't use my PlayStation. Like, that's the whole reason you gave it to me.
Y'all, look at the last message she sent me. She said, I didn't know it worked prior to me giving it to you. Why would you give it to me knowing it didn't work?
That's the reason she wanted to put it in the living room. And I'm just like, this is all stupid. I put it in front of her door and I let that be that. Like, I could buy a new HDMI cord. I don't need your stuff. So, boom. After that situation, it was just tension off rip. Like, it was weird. Like, we wasn't cool. We wasn't buddy no more. We wasn't hanging out. Chipotle, all that stuff did. Like, none of that was what it was no more. Y'all, this story's so irritating telling over. Oh my gosh, I can't even lie. So after that, I ended up inviting two of my friends over, and we were in the living room. It was me and my two friends. They just came to stop, talk, chop it up, leave. It wasn't like no plan get together. It wasn't no plan, oh, we about to hang out at my crib. They literally was stopping and then leaving. So it was two guys, by the way. Two guys that always hang around. So basically, while we're sitting here chilling on the couch, lights is on, we're talking loud. It's not late at all. It's like probably like 9 or 10 in the afternoon. This is when we get in our like first argument. She basically was upstairs crying in her room because of her boyfriend or whatever. She ended up coming downstairs in a robe. She came downstairs in a robe and she was crying, I guess. And she went to the kitchen and went right back upstairs. And she ended up texting in the group chat like, you're weird. You could have told me we had people here. Like, every time somebody have company, like, we let each other know. Not true. Nobody has company. Nobody came to the house for there to text anybody in a group chat. Because she was talking about the group chat. She was like, you should have texted in the group chat and let me know you had friends over. First of all, your room is at the top of the steps. You heard us down here way before you even came down here. First of all, we're sitting here, we're down here and we're loud. Every wall in that house was thin. You heard every conversation going on. She knew we was down there. We were loud. We were talking. The lights was on. Bro, when you're downstairs, when you're standing at the top of our steps, you can see that there's the living room lights on, and you can hear people talking at the top of the steps. She basically, her point, I'm gonna show you all the screenshots. Her point was, I should have let her know because she could have been naked, basically. And I'm like, first of all, I don't have to let you know nothing. I don't have to do nothing. 2, you can use your common sense to tell if there's people downstairs before you come down there naked or not. I feel like she was embarrassed because she was crying when really nobody was paying attention to her in the first place. So nobody even like cared to even see like what she had going on. But she basically was saying that, and I was like, I don't care, I don't have to, like, you're not the boss of nobody. Like, she basically was like, okay, since you want to be smart, give me my TV back and we're splitting up the kitchen and like, don't touch nobody else's stuff. She just tried to be real smart. Y'all gotta see how she was coming in the screenshots. Like, she was talking to me like she was somebody's mom. Like, I don't need you to talk to me like I'm a kid. But I'm gonna just show y'all how everything went, because she was just one of those people. She wanted to see if she could bully you. Like, she wanted to see if you was gonna sit under her like a groupie, like some pet, and if she could bully you. And that wasn't what it was. So we just slowly just wasn't friends no more. So boom, we get into our first argument. The next day I left her TV downstairs and ended up getting a new one the next morning. I'm sure y'all a screenshot of that too. Cause I'm like, girl, like, you just went from telling me you give me your right kidney if you needed it, and now you trying to be petty and you take me out your TV. Like, girl, bye. Nobody needs your TV. Anyway, after this, so y'all, at this point, we're not cool. She's having her friends over at 3-4 in the morning, loud downstairs, running up and down the stairs, music loud. School days, y'all, school days. And the third roommate, she was nice. She was too scared to say anything. She wasn't going to speak up about nothing. So there just was so many times, it was a build up. So many times where I had to tell her, like, can y'all be quiet? Y'all are mad loud. Like, it's a school day. It's a school day. And you got people over at 3-4 in the morning yelling and screaming about nothing. Like, down there basically having a party. Like, she just did this so consistently. She really wanted to get under my skin as much as she could. Like, she was one of those people. So I basically I had Slim come over and we was in my room talking, chopping it up like normal. And she basically texted me like, can you be quiet? And I'm like, what are you even talking about? She was like, because we're in the room talking regular. We wasn't being loud. Our rooms is across from each other and the walls is thin, but we was talking regular. Like, and she basically was like, all I hear is somebody laughing or da 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 da. Like, can y'all be quiet? You didn't care about you didn't respect nobody's time or sleep or space when it was you and all your friends. I don't remember what I said, so y'all could just read the screenshots. She was talking too much. She was doing too much talking. Okay, boom. So around this time now, fast forward. In between all of this stuff going on, y'all, one of the vital parts about this situation is there was the thermostat that was in between our rooms. Oh my gosh. Okay. So it's my room, her room, and then the thermostat, and then like the washer and dryer upstairs. Basically, she would turn the air off and it would get hot. Y'all, we was in Tallahassee, Florida. It is already hot there. So 80 degrees, 80, 90 degrees, 100 degrees, y'all. It was hot. So at night, she would turn the turn the air off, and it would get hot. So I'm in my room sweating, waking up out my sleep because she done turned the air off. Me and the other roommate was complaining about it, and she was like, I'm anemic, like I'd be cold, whatever. Like I'm about to get sick because it's so cold in here. Like, girl, please, no, you're not. So basically, she was complaining constantly in the group chat about the air and about the thermostat. We would have to keep turning it on and off. Boom. She sent me a text message about basically saying, can we keep it at 1 degree, which wasn't going to work because it was either hot or cold. And I was like, that's not going to work. Get a heater and some more blankets. And she was just like, she's going to give me a fan or something. There was a whole bunch of messages, y'all. I wish I had my iPad so I could have just read them off to y'all. That would have been so much better. But y'all, pause and read the scoop. Please pause and read it. So I basically wasn't paying her no mind. And we was still going back and forth, turning it on and off. Boom. Fast forward. It's the roommate's birthday, the third roommate's birthday. So we all come together, we're cool, and she's like texting in the group trying to be all buddy with us. Like, she was like what are we doing for her birthday? Like we should turn up, go out together, whatever. So boom, it's her birthday, the third roommate's birthday. We go out, we're dressed up, we're hanging with her friends, everything's cool, regular schmegular. She has a meltdown. Crazy ends up having a meltdown. We end up having to go home, whatever. The next, just forget all that. But basically, we're cool again. Yeah, we're back cool again, y'all. It was a whole bunch of weird stuff, but we back cool again, I guess. We go out with, now it's me, her, and Brooke. So me, Crazy, and Brooke, we're hanging out. We about to go out one night. It was a cowboy themed night at one of the clubs. She was bothering me a lot. Like, cause she was one of those people where she was knocking on my door all the time. Like, she was either busting in my room and I had to keep it locked, y'all. Like, she would bust in my room and just be like, all in my, bubble. And I would just be like, after a while, it gets annoying. Like, at least knock. Like, hello, we're grown. But boom, I had to start locking my door. So she would start knocking on my door. I had to ignore her sometime. Like, girl, please. And because she was one of those people, like, anytime she wanted to do something, she wanted me to come with her. Nails, store, gas station, anywhere she needed to go, she wanted me to come with her. And I'm like, you get tired after a point. You don't want to do it. So boom, she was knocking on my door so we can go to the mall to get outfits for this thing. And I'm like, I didn't want to do all that. Like, I didn't feel like it that at the time. So basically she was like, okay, if you don't want to come, ask your friend Brooke to come with me. And I'm like, why would I ask my friend to come with you? She was like, see if Brooke want to come. Why would my friend want to come with you to the mall? Like, call your own friend to go. She ended up picking up Brooke, because mind you, her and Brooke aren't friends. Like, they're not friends. So it was weird. But she ended up, Brooke was like, Brooke's cool. So she went with her anyway. They got the cowboy hats, and that was really it. They came back, everything was whatever. Me and her ended up getting into while we was getting ready. I honestly can't remember what exactly it was. Oh, I think it was about like how she was saying something to me. I think she ended up getting smart, and we ended up having to like, I don't know. We had like a scuffle. I cannot remember what it was about, but we ended up getting over it and ended up going outside still. We go out there, y'all. She take more bad pics of me. I'm like, this girl really hate me. Like, there's just no way. I'm just like, Brooke, please take my pictures because this girl doesn't know what she's doing. Like, she's like literally gonna piss me off. So boom, fast forward. And me and Brooke met these guys, and basically they met her through me. We invited the guys over to our house for like a game night thing. We gonna have him Dave. Okay, so we met Dave and his friends, and we chopped it up. Everything was cool. I invite them over, and they're being so standoffish, y'all. I'm like talking to these guys, like, I don't know why they wanted y'all to come here, and they just seemed like they were so with the vibes, and now they're just whatever. So that happened. They knew each other, whatever the case is. Dave and I were talking, and because y'all, I had motion, not gonna lie to y'all, I had motion. So me and Dave were talking, and she knew that, obviously, and she was talking to his friend, and whatever. Basically, she sees me and him hanging out a lot, whatever the case is. She basically texted me one night and was like, she was basically like, I don't want him coming around. Like, I heard he got in a shootout. He's in the hospital. He got his car shot up. Like, he was at a hotel and he got his car shot up and he's in the hospital. Like, all this. I'm like, okay, it's not really a problem. I held back from him for a little while. I didn't do nothing crazy. I ain't say, oh, we can't talk. I just like wasn't really talking to him. I texted him, I asked him if he was cool, everything was fine, but I still wasn't talking to him, I think, at the time. And then fast forward, I see him out. I ended up seeing him out, and he, you know, we obviously spoke to each other, and I was talking to him and I was telling him about what she said, and he was looking at me like I was so crazy. He was like, none of that happened, like I'm fine, I honestly don't even know what she's talking about. And I was just like, this cannot be real life. Like, girl, why on earth would you even, like, really? Like, you just wanted to stop a girl's emotion. Like, you're just a jealous, hating weirdo. So boom, I'm like, oh yeah, she cannot be trusted. So boom, after this situation, this is when we never become friends again. This is when it's like all hell. I end up going home for some reason. I go home and I come back and y'all, this girl is on different stuff. While I'm at home, mind you, while I'm at home, she's like texting me like, oh, I miss you, come back, da da da. A few days later, I come back. She got her sisters and stuff there because it's her birthday. Why this girl acting like she do not know me? She don't like me. We not cool. Like, I walk in the house, I'm literally like, oh, hey, y'all. And I didn't even know who she was with, but she's like, the people she was with, she was like, oh, hey, whatever. I was like, oh, y'all look cute, because they was like getting ready to go out or whatever. And why they spoke to me and she didn't? She just looked at me and looked away. And I'm just like, ew, how ugly. I go to my room. Everything's cool. Days pass. Me and her get into an argument. I'm basically like, stop talking and come to the house and say it to my face because you're scary and I don't like arguing. So whatever. I ended up telling her like, yeah, come home and say it to my face. I had a flight that day, so I stayed home until my flight, and of course she never came home. To wrap it up, I ended up moving out of the apartment. Me and her really never like hashed nothing out. We never had no conversation, no face-to-face argument. Like that day when I had my friends over and she was texting me back and forth about me telling her if I had company or not, I was screaming up the steps like, girl, if you got something to say, come down the steps and stop texting me. Like, you're not really about nothing. Like, you're really not. And of course she didn't say nothing back, but I basically ended up moving out the house because I didn't want to stay there. It was too much with the commute and all a billion other things. I ended up moving out, never seeing Girly again. I don't know what happened to her. You would have thought, I don't know, she would have been my closest friend the way she helped me get an apartment and everything. But that's just to tell you how it goes with college in general, like how girls be. They can really get weird. Girls really get weird like that. So yeah, that's the story about my crazy roommate. I can't believe I even had to deal with that. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. I hope this story time made sense. Honestly, I feel like I told this all out of order, all out of whack, but you just got to see how it is when girls be weird. Like, y'all just have to see the signs, know what type of person you're dealing with, and yeah, be able to recognize the vibes, recognize who's real. But thank y'all so much. Follow all my social medias. I love y'all. Bye.